Okay, class. Week 2 to 4. So, introduction to PLSQL. So, after completing this lesson, you should be able to do the following. First, explain the need for PLSQL. Explain the benefits of PLSQL. Identify different types of PLSQL blocks. And output messages in PLSQL. So, let's go to the PLSQL block structure. So we have declare, begin, exception, and end. Let's start with declare. Declare is optional. Okay, it contains variables, cursor, user-defined exceptions. Okay, then begin is mandatory. It contains the SQL statements, PLSQL statements, and then we have the exception, another optional. So actions here to perform when errors occur. And we have the end. It's also mandatory. So we have two mandatory here, begin and end, and two optional, declare and exception. Sino na dito mga nakapag-install na? Who already installed the database? Meron na ba? Okay, sige. Good sa mga meron. Sa wala pa, you can install na ha. That's the process. Just run the SQL database, the Express, then input the password, then connect. Next, and yes. Then open the SQL developer. And that's it. Okay. Now, once you already installed the Oracle SQL Express and the Oracle SQL developer, you notice this one, the sys. Diba? That's the one you created the password. So this is what you call your database now. We have sys. When you click this one, it will prompt you to a password. But sometimes you can encounter error. If you encounter error, just click connect manually. Create a connection manually. Then type the sys. Then the username sys and the password that you created. Then the role should be sysdba. Okay, class? Sys, the password you created on the database. Then sys database admin or sysdba. Then test. You see, it's success. So you can now connect. Or like this one, just input the password. Now, ayan. We are now on our sys database worksheet. Okay? On this, you can see this one. You can expand this one, then go to the tables. Okay, in the tables, you can click this one to check the table. This table. So this table contains column, data type, nullable, datable. As you see, it's just like Excel, column and rows. You can also check if there's a data inside. So see, this is the data. Object, order, columns. Okay, clear, class? Okay. So in every programming, di ba, we always do the hello world or simply print something. So let's try printing something in database. For those who do not have database yet, you can just take notes. Okay, or even take the screenshot. Okay. Let's start with begin and end. Di ba, this is mandatory. So I want to output, type dbms underscore output, then click this one. Up. It should have output line. Okay, clear ba, class? Then, to output a text, just use single quotation mark. Then let's type welcome to Oracle database. Okay. What do you think will happen? Now, for you to be able to run this, you have to click this one, run script 5 or run the statement. Run script, or you can also control A and then control enter. But we'll go to the run script. Let's run the script. What did you notice, class? What did you notice? PLSQL procedure successfully completed, but it doesn't print anything. Correct? You can answer the chat, or you can answer. Did you notice that? Class? So for you to be able to show the output, let's cut this one. And then let's type set server output on. Okay? Then run again. You copy this, class, So set server output on. Am I too fast? Now, let's put again here. Let's clear this one. Then let's run script. Now, what did you notice, class? Class, what did you notice? Diba, now we have the output. Welcome to Oracle database. Okay, because we allow the server output. Any question? Yes, nag-appear na yung output. Good. Yung server output on, delete na natin. Okay, nag-click lang tayo ng server output on. Yes, command lang siya. We use first the command server output on para we instruct the Oracle that we want to use the output. Okay, good. So now let's try an example, a simple adding of two numbers. Okay, this time we'll be using, clear output tayo lagi. This time we'll be using the declare. You remember the di ba? We have the declare, we have the begin, and we have the end. So I want to declare x as a number with a value of 5, y as a number also with a value of 10. Then z is equals also a number. Okay, now let's begin. Begin means, di ba, it's all the function or the statement. So I want the value of c to be equals to the sum of x and y. Then of course, I want to print the output. Printing output is dbms underscore output line. Always choose the line. Then if you want the characters, just put single quotation. Then sum is, then double bar, value of z. Okay, so what do you think is the output? I declare three value of x as a number which contains 5, value of y as a number which contains 10, and the z as a number. Okay, then I want the value of c to be equals to the sum of x and y. So the output would be the sum is the value of z. So let's try. So what did you notice? What do you notice, class? You copy, huh? You copy or you either screenshot. Here we already use the declare, the begin. Any question? So now the sum is 15. Okay na ba? Clear? Yes, yes, may answer. Good. So basically, kinuha lang natin yung value of z based on this statement. Okay, okay na? Then we'll proceed to the next. Yes, declare lagi. You have to Liam, you have to declare first declare first, so you have to declare the value then begin for the statement. Okay? Now we'll try to from the previous I also you see also we have the declare, the begin, and what's the other optional? The exception. So we'll try to use the exception. I'll clear this one. Okay, and then let's change this to variable character instead of number. Okay, so I'll change this with 100 characters. It's up to you, 20 characters. Then of course the value, since it's character, it should have single quotation. Now, what do you think will be the answer? Class? I changed the y to a character, variable character of a. Then our statement will be c is equals to x plus y. So what will be the answer? Very good. Error. Let's check. See? You can see the error, the cause and the action. The problem here is it will now stop or lag or stop this command here. Stop everything. So now that's the time we are going to use the exception. Here, the action will be change the data, how it is manipulated, or how it is declared so that the values do not violate the constraints because we are not allowed to add numbers and letters. Okay? So now, let's try to use exception. Here, you just add exception. An exception. Then, the VMS underscore output that put line. Wait, we need when others errors encountered. And so we basically put exception when others. It means that if it is not both number, then it will input this one, output. Let's try. Okay, wait, what's the error? Okay. Again, here. So, okay, let's try. Exception when others, then the output would be error is encountered. Okay, what did you notice, class? Instead of the error, we use the exception. So now it will print or output the error is encountered. But the advantage of this one is it will still continue and will not hang. So the program still will still continue. Unlike the previous, it will stop everything. Okay? So did you copy this one? This is using the exception. You can copy or screenshot. Okay? Then let's proceed to the next. Are you familiar with creating table, class? Are you familiar with creating table in database, Oracle? Okay, not yet. Okay, sige, I'll be teaching you now how to create database. Sorry, table. Okay na? Am I too fast? Is it too fast, class? Nakakahabol naman? Okay, good. Thank you. So next, we'll go to, let's create a table. So in creating table, just type create table. Then what will be the name of your table? Let's use suppliers. Okay. Then this one. Then I want to create a column name supplier ID. The first one is supplier underscore ID. Then I want it to be number. Okay. Sorry. With maximum of 10 characters and not null. What does not null means? It means here that this supplier ID will not accept a null. Okay. So it means it will always have a value. Next column is supplier. I want the supplier name now with, of course, contains characters and letters. Letters with 50 characters. Again, I want it to be not null because this is important. It should have always have value. Next, let's put the address. Of course, it should be variable character 50. Then the city 50. Then the state should be variable character also. Then the zip code. Zip code, you can use variable character or number. I want the zip code to only have 10 characters. Okay, then let's close this one. And that's it. You can screenshot or write it, or if you already have your database, then do this. Now let's try. What did you notice on the output, script output? The table suppliers created. So we already have suppliers table. Okay. Refresh. Let's check if we have tables here already. If you can see already the supplier. Here, class. Can you see this one? We have the suppliers. Double click. This is the one that we created. We have the supplier ID. We have the supplier name, the address, the city, the state, and the zip code. If you want to check the data, this is the column. If you want to check the data, just click here, the data. As you can see, we have supplier, supplier name, address, city, state, zip code, but it doesn't have any data yet. Okay, now we will insert a data. Okay, let's clear this one. Okay na to, class? Can we proceed to inserting the data? It's up to you kung anong gusto nyong Liam, kung anong gusto nyong gamitin. Ito lang yung ginamit ko lang. Noe, why are you confused? This one, supplier ID is just this is the one that I created. Okay, you can use anything. Example, name, just ID, that's just name. It's up to you. It doesn't matter. Okay, this is just my example. Okay. Okay, the parenthesis placement. Okay, you can put it here. Oh, it's just the same. Did you notice this one? It's up to you. I just want this to be here so I can know that I already closed this one. Okay? So it's up to you. You can put it here. Okay? You can also do straight line. Okay? No, this is your open parenthesis. This is your close parenthesis. This is for the um, characters only. How many characters you want? Okay? Okay na, class? Any question? Okay, let's proceed. Now let's insert a data. So when inserting data, you need to just type insert into, what is the name of your table that we created? It's suppliers, right? Then same. Okay. So you will not be confused of the open and close parentheses. Supplier ID, comma, then supplier name. So I just want to input on the supplier ID and supplier name. So what are the values you want to input? You just type values. Then again, open and close parentheses. On the supplier ID, I want to input 100. And the supplier name, I want to input Jeffrey. Is this clear? Simple, di ba? Insert into. Then put your table. Under the table, what columns do you want? I want column supplier ID and supplier name. Then I want to put the values in this here. So I want 100 on my supplier ID, and on supplier name, I want Jeffrey. Is it clear? Then let's run. Oops. So what do you think is the error? Because I'm using a character, it should have single quotation. Okay, let's close this one. Then run again. What is the error? You have error. Invalid identifier. Wait lang. Let's try this. Do we insert already? The supplier name. What did we use earlier? Let's check Baka may mali akong spelling. So wala. It's supplier name. It's correct. What's the error? Supplier name is invalid identifier. Why? Kaya wait lang class, ayusin lang natin. Let's try suppliers 1. So it's clear. Okay, and then let's insert this one. Okay, yan. Okay, sorry. Possible I already used the suppliers. So I created suppliers 1 table. Okay, and now we insert supplier ID and supplier name with a value of 100 and Jeffrey as supplier name. So one row inserted. So to check, you can just double click this one. You can just type this. Okay na to class? How to insert? Okay. Okay. Type select asterisk from the name of your table. Okay. Then what did you notice? We have supplier, the value is 100, and the supplier name Jeffrey. We also have here address with 50 characters, city with 50 characters, state with 20, and zip code with 10. Okay? Any question? Now, what if I want to insert multiple? Because here, we just input one data. No. Hindi case sensitive si Oracle. So it's fine. If you can use, you can see here, I use small letter. But not, of course, in the declaration. Now, let's try inserting multiple. To insert multiple, just type insert all into, okay, then suppliers 1, supplier ID, I want the supplier ID, and I want the supplier name. Okay, and the values, yes, Mark Joseph, what's the question? 300 single quotation for the Arthur. What's the question? So again, insert all into, almost the same as insert, suppliers 1 table on the column supplier ID and supplier name with the values. I want supplier ID as to 300 and supplier name Arthur. But I want to insert 3. So just copy and paste. Then just edit this one. You can use this one 500 and this is 600. I'll change also the name to Agu and Elmer. Okay? Then, we have to add this one. Select. This is the given. select from dual. But we change this to asterisk. So everything will be added. Okay? So that's it. Insert into suppliers 1, the same supplier ID and supplier name, but the values change. I want to add 300 supplier ID 300 to Arthur, 500 to Agu, and 600 to Elmer. Let's try to run. So what did you notice? We already inserted 3 rows. You can copy or you can screenshot. Yes, asterisk is all. Very good. So we don't have to put numbers anymore. At least let's get everything na. Okay? Now we can check. Okay na ba to, class? So we can check. To check again, select asterisk means everything from suppliers table. Okay, suppliers 1. Then run. What did you notice now, class? We have now the suppliers ID 100, 300, 500, 600. The supplier name, Jeffrey, Arthur, Agu, and Elmer. Okay? Now, the question, I want to edit Arthur. His supplier ID should be 400 instead of 300. So, let's check. We use update. So, type update. Then, what do you want? What table do you want to update? Suppliers 1. Then, I want to set the supplier ID. Instead of 300, I want to make it 400. Where do you want to change? Okay. I want to change the supplier name. From supplier name. I want to change from supplier name. Arthur. Okay. So here, I want to update something on table suppliers 1. And I want to set the supplier ID 400 of supplier name Arthur. So before the ID of supplier Arthur is 300. I want it to change to 400. Let's try. Okay. Task completed. Let's check now. Okay, you copy this, class? Yes, pwede yan. You can change. It's up to you if you want supplier ID or supplier name. It depends. Example, you want to change the supplier name naman of supplier ID 400. It's fine. That's good. Okay, example, supplier ID is 300. So, supplier ID will be 300. That's Arthur. You want to change it to Jeff. So, now your supplier name is Jeff. Okay, that's good. Good question, Liam. So, let's check. Select. This is what you use for checking. From suppliers 1. Okay, what did you notice now? Oh, wait, hindi nag-change si Arthur. So I have may error. Wait. What is... Okay. Okay, yan. 1 row updated. So, nagkamali ako sa kanina. Suppliers. Nakalagay lang suppliers. Possible wrong spelling. Okay. So, let's go back. Again, update suppliers 1, suppliers ID 400. I want to set 400 to supplier name Arthur. Before, Arthur is ID you have ID 300. Now let's check. Select asterisk from suppliers 1. Okay, you notice Arthur is now 400. Before, it's 300. Okay, class? Okay, let's have an example based on the given on the LMS. So now we'll be using declare, begin, and end. I want to declare VF name as a variable character with a maximum of 20 characters. Okay. Now, I want to select a supplier name into what we created, the VF name from suppliers 1 table, where supplier ID is equals to 100. What do you think is the output, class? Very good, Kenji. The answer is Jeffrey because Jeffrey contains supplier ID 100. Ito yung example natin ha, doon sa LMS, sa mismong PDF na naka-upload doon. Okay, let's try. Okay, what's the error? Spelling. Okay. So what did you notice? I run this one and we see PLSQL procedure successfully completed, but no output. Why? Because we forgot to include, of course, the print. Print output line. Okay. The first name of the supplier is, then double bar, V underscore F name. Here, we want to get this one. Okay, now let's try again. So what's the output? The first name of the supplier is Jeffrey. Yes, alam ko kahit anong pwesto yan, okay lang yan. Basta nagamit natin yung mga commands sa sakto. Okay, let's try Lee. Ang question mo is, okay pa rin ba pag nauna ang where sa set or from? Pagpalitin natin itong dalawa. Okay? So parang hindi. You see the format? So it will not allow. Okay, try natin. Kasi kapag click mo si select into, meron siyang format na lalabas. Dito, minanual lang natin. See the error? Unlike this one. Okay, so may format siya. Okay, class? So basically, if you will check the week 2 to 4, this is the last part of week 2 to 4. For the week 6, it's declaring variables. So we already know how to declare variables, di ba? This one, and the first example, the addition. Okay? Any question? Okay naman? Nakakahabol naman lahat? Is it fast or okay naman? It's the continuation of week 2 to 4. The first one is the introduction to PLSQL. And then this one is the continuation, which is the declaring of PLSQL variables. So objectives. After completing this lesson, you should be able to do the following. Recognize valid and invalid identifiers. List the uses of variables. Declare and initialize variables. List and describe various data types. Okay. Then use of variables. Variables can be used for temporary storage of data, manipulation of stored values, and reusability. You remember this? Example, you create a table. Let's say employee table. This will be your table. Okay. And here, you have the first underscore name, which is your first column, this one. And then the second column is your department underscore ID. So the value for first name is Jennifer, which is stored in your variable v underscore f name. So Jennifer should be here, and the 10 should be here. Okay. And your 10 is also stored in your v underscore department number variable. Requirements for variable names. A variable name must start with a letter. Can include letters or numbers. Can include special characters such as $sign, underscore, and hashtag or number sign. Must contain no more than 30 characters. Must not include reserved words. Okay. Guidelines for declaring and initializing PLSQL variables. Follow naming conventions. Okay. Use meaningful identifier for variables. Initialize variables designated as not null and constant. Initialize variables with assignment colon or equal to, colon and equal to, or default keyword. Okay, they are just the same. Let's have an example. V underscore my name, okay, your variable character, and you select set it as a variable character 2 with the maximum numbers of 20. And of course, your value is John using colon and equal. Or you can use V underscore my name set as variable character 2 with the maximum characters of 20 space default space John. Okay. Declare one identifier per line for better readability and code maintenance. Let's have an example. V underscore my name. Then next is V underscore my contact. Then next is V underscore my address. Okay. So it should be per line. Clear? Okay, let's have an example. Okay, let's try. Okay, declare. Okay, let's declare different variables. V underscore employee underscore hire date. So of course, set it as date. Then V underscore employee underscore department number. I want to set it as number. okay, with maximum of 2 characters. And not null, which is, of course, it will not accept null. And the value is 10. Next, let's try v underscore location. Okay. Also variable character maximum 13. Let's say 13. Then the value is equals to Atlanta. Next, c underscore com. Okay. I want it as constant number with a value of 1,400. Then how about population? Okay. Then of course set this one as integer. Then let's add book type, okay, as variable character maximum of 20, but I will use now default. Okay. Fiction. Next, artist name as variable character 20. Okay. Then v underscore first name. Okay, let's try 20. And the name is John. Okay. And class. So you can see, we declare a variable per line. Example, first line is the v underscore employee hire date, and we set this as a date. Next is the v employee underscore department number, then set as number with the maximum numbers of 2, not null, and the value is 10. Then v underscore location, variable character with a maximum of 13, and the value is Atlanta. Next, we have c underscore com for commission. Then we use constant number. Constant number means it will not be changed or unchangeable until the end of the whole program. So the fixed value is 1,400. Now we use v underscore population set as integer. Integer means, okay, it will not allow decimal. So it's just whole numbers. Then next, we have book underscore type, which is variable character 2 with the maximum characters of 20. And we use default, then fiction, which is equals to also this one, colon equals or default. Then, of course, we have the v underscore artist name, variable character 20, and the v underscore first name, variable character maximum of 20 characters, which is equals to John. Is this clear? Okay, that's how you declare your variables per line. Clear? Okay, let's have an example. Okay, I want to declare v underscore my name as a variable character, the maximum characters of 20. Okay. Now I want to print out, okay, my name is, then I want to get the value of this one. Okay, class. What do you think is the output? Anyone? What do you think is the output, class? Okay, no one? Okay, let's try. So the output is my name is blank. Why? Because we do not have value or stored value yet on our v underscore my name. What if I do this? Okay, now let's try. Now we put value or we stored Eric into our v underscore my name variable. Let's try. Now my name is Eric. Okay, if you have, okay, if you want space. Okay, my name is Eric. Okay, what if I do this? Okay, v underscore my name is equals to John. Then again, dbms underscore output line my name is okay. What do you think will be the output class? Very good, Mark Dunhill. Yes, the output is, of course, my name is Eric. My name's John. Why? Okay, because here we store the value of Eric to v underscore my name. So we print out this one, my name is, and get the value of v underscore my name. But the next line, we declare another value or we store another value for v underscore my name, which is John. And then now we tried to print again this one, my name is, and get the value of my v underscore my name, which is John. What if I remove this one? Now, what do you think is the output? Okay. Okay. Okay, very good. The output is, of course, my name is John, because this one is overwritten. John is overwritten Eric. Okay. Even if you have indicated the value here, but you declare another value, it will overwrite this value from the declaration. Okay. Let's have another example. Okay, let's try this one. Okay, the underscore date. Then I want it as variable character maximum of 30. Now let's try select to, okay. See, we have here the embedded program or command. Select to car sys date today. Okay. So just remove this today. So select to character system date from dual. Okay. Then let's insert it where? Into, okay, b underscore date, and close this one. Then of course I want to print this out. dbms underscore output line v underscore date. Okay. It's the output class. What do you think is the output class? Anyone? Okay. The output is, of course, your system date. Let's try. Okay. 22 January 2021. That's my system date. What we did is we create a variable v underscore date. Okay. Then we select to, okay, this is a given embedded command, to character or to char sysdate. And I want to save it into v underscore date. Okay. V underscore date variable. Then I want to output, well, I want to get the output of v underscore date. Okay, so this is January 22 January 2021. Yes, it's the current date. Clear? Another one. Okay. Let's try v underscore counter. Okay, set it as integer equals to 0. Now, v underscore counter, okay, is equals to v underscore counter plus 1. Then I want to output, okay, v underscore counter. Now, what is the output again? Okay, very good. Jean, Vitara, Mark Dunhill, and Shane. Yes, 1. Actually, it's easy, right? The output is now is 1. Why? Of course, we created a variable v underscore counter, which is an integer, so it doesn't accept decimal, so it's a whole number with a value of 0. But based on our statement, we now, v underscore counter is now equal to v underscore counter plus 1. So when you print out v underscore counter, it should be 1. But why? Because it's incrementing by 1. Very good. Okay, let's try another. Let's try this one. Okay. I set a variable L underscore variable with variable character 2 with the maximum characters of 10, and the value is logic. Okay. Next, I also use or create a variable fixed, okay, with character maximum characters of 10 is also equals to logic. Now I'll use if. Okay, if L variable is equal to L fixed, okay, then okay, okay, else then let's end it with end if. Now, what do you think is the answer? I declare two variables, okay, L variable and L fixed. The first one is the variable character 2 with the maximum character of 10, and the value is logic. The second one is L fixed character 10, maximum of 10, with the value of logic also. Now, the condition is, if L variable is equal to L fixed, of course, then the output should be equal. Else, if not, if they are not equal, then the output should be not equal. Now, what do you think is the output? Okay, Mark Dunhill equal, others. Okay, not equal, others. Okay. To those who answer not equal, why is it not equal? Jean Bitara, why is it not equal? Okay, let's try. Let's try. Okay. The answer is not equal. Why do you think so? Okay, very good. Very different variable character and character. Yes. And of course, the explanation is here. Not just because they're different, but on how we use these two. Okay. I'll explain. Variable character, so we use logic. Okay. One. So when we say variable character, we use logic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we use 5 characters. Okay. For character, we use also logic. Okay. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we use 10 characters. Okay. That's how we use variable character and character. Okay. In variable character, the maximum characters is 10. So okay. So it's allowed to use any number. Okay. You just have the maximum value should be 10. But in character, if you declared maximum 10 characters, it will eat a lot of memory. It will use all the 10 characters, including spaces. Is that clear? Okay, that's why here, logic is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 also for your spaces. So you use 10 characters. Okay, that's why we usually use variable character because this one eats a lot of memory. Clear? Okay. So of course, if you change this to variable character, so the answer should be equal. Okay? Okay, let's try another. Now let's try this one. First, okay, variable character, maximum character of 10 is equals to Steven. Then L underscore middle. Okay. Then also equals to Eric. Then L last equals to Fierstein. Now I want to print out, okay, Steven and Eric. Okay, what do you think is the output class? I declared 3 variables. Okay, first one is L first, and which is Steven, L middle, Eric, and L last, Fierstein. Now, question, what do you think is the output here? Anyone? Okay, let's try. What would be the output? Steven, Eric, Steven, Eric. Okay, let's try. Okay, there's an error. Why? Diba we are not allowed to print like this unless, okay, you will add this one, concat. Okay, let's try again to print. Now the answer is Steven, Eric. Clear? Now I want to print all these three using these variables. Okay, what should we do is dbms underscore output line. Okay, first get the first. Okay, double bar and double bar again. Okay, and then get middle. And get the last. Okay. So what do you think is the answer? Okay, of course the answer is very good. Steven Eric for the first, then for the second, Steven Eric Furstein. Now, if you want to put spaces between these three, just put spaces on the single quotation. Clear? Any question? Concat is for separate combining two. Okay. If you want to combine these two, you will use concat. Okay, let's try this one. Remove this one. Okay, and remove also this one. Diba? You're allowed to print one using this one. Okay? Single quotation, Steven, single quotation. But what we did is we add another one. Okay? Okay, which is Eric. Okay? Now, this will not be accepted. We will encounter error because this is not allowed. Okay? So for us to be able to print this, we will use or we will add the concat. Okay? It is used to add two, okay, to combine two. See? You now have Eric. Clear? So you want to try integers. Okay, this one. Let's try. An example, this is 10. You see? Is that your question, Jean Bitara? Now the output is 10, Eric and Feuerstein. We use integer with a value of 10. This one also integer. It will be the same. But of course, the value should be numbers. Let's try. This one ba? Okay, let's try 20 and 30. Okay. Is it clear? Okay. Yan. Okay, any question? So, okay, by next meeting, we will continue. Actually, this is a continuation of your first part, the week 2 to 4. We already done with the introduction to PLSQL, and this is just a continuation. If you will check the LMS, we also have the declaration of variables. Okay, so next meeting we'll continue with our week 6, which is the interaction with database. So the Oracle. So that will include na the add, delete, edit, or yung what we call the CRUD. Okay? So we'll continue again next meeting. So okay. Again, thank you class and see you again next meeting.